ब्रदर, ये क्वेश्चंस और ये पॉडकास्ट सुन के आपके भी दिमाग के चक्षु खुले ना, सो subscribe to this so that you can watch our podcast in small bits and clips while you are busy and wasting your life away. I was watching your interview with Simi Grewal yesterday.
Yeah.
But have you looked at that interview recently?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think of it?
I still like it. And you know how I found it?
How?
On the net. My kids were having a discussion with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of discussion was, is dad famous or not?
What kind of a conversation is that to have?
I have 7, 8, 9-year-old. Right now
okay.
they're 8, 9 and 12-year-olds.
Fair.
So my younger one says, let's search it up.
Right.
Let's see if dad is famous or not.
Right.
And so Max, my elder son, he searched up the internet, found that interview, and watched the whole thing from start to finish. And then he tells my younger kid, I think dad is famous.
Actually, that interview starts with that question. No, Simi's asking you about why you built Hotmail, and you said it's more fame than fortune.
Yeah.
Were you enchanted by fame then significantly? Was that?
I was. Yeah. Maybe I was young and not very mature.
Sure.
So maybe I
I mean,
wanted to be.
you give $400 million to a 29-year-old. What do you expect? Right? I completely understand that charm. I think young people have that charm worldwide. I think what I do has made it so democratic to be famous. I don't even think being famous holds the same weight as it used to once. Like, it was an efforted activity back in the day. Now you got to dance on TikTok to be famous. And
That's right.
Right? It's a very commoditized way of becoming famous. Looking back, and let me try and phrase this question right. It is my personal hobby, or maybe hobby is not the right word. It's a personal fascination. I look at people and the way they age and what it feels like and how their minds change and how their approach to their younger selves changed and how no old person can ever escape making mistakes when they were young. Right? Walk me through what that looks like, because that's a bold interview. You're talking about fame and you're talking about how you got rich, and there's a flamboyance to you then. And there's a charm to you now, but it's a more matured charm, visibly. Tell me, how does money and fame and success and all those things in life has shaped you over the last 30, 40 years?
So initially, like, every young person, you get sudden fame and fortune, it changes you. You start thinking about yourself differently. Maybe it's a way of you get to fuel your own ego, and you think you are invincible. You think you have conquered the whole world, and you think you're at the top of your game. And what life has taught me is that's the wrong way to think about life. That the ultimate purpose of life is actually to be humble. And the more humble you are, the more opportunities the universe opens up for you. And that it's taken me 10 years, 29 to 39, and it took me about 10 years to realize that I wasn't great. I just got lucky.
And you're honest about that?
Absolutely. Why not? That's what we want to teach everyone else, right? Why should I tell everybody I'm great? I thought I was great, but life taught me, no, I got lucky.
What do you mean by that?
I met the right people at the right times, and the opportunity of the early days of the internet, opened itself. And, I have seen so many companies succeed and so many companies fail. And sometimes companies succeed just because they were at the right place at the right time. And companies fail because they were at a time when everything else was not mature enough for them to succeed. For example, let's talk about storage, online storage.
Like Dropbox and stuff. Yeah, right.
Dropbox and Box. They became superbly successful in 2008. I had seen 3 companies in the 1999-2000 time frame that were doing the same thing as Dropbox or Box fail in the dot-com bust of 2001 because bandwidth was not available, right?
Like uploading, downloading.
Downloading.
So it was not fast enough to put files up and down.
Exactly.
And so the ecosystem was not mature enough for their idea.
Yes.
And the idea predated the maturation of the industry.
Exactly. Same thing with, before Skype, there was some other company that was doing voice over IP, but wasn't good enough.
Right.
Skype came and boom, voice over IP took off.
Right.
You know, so timing of your ideas, and I'll tell you my own experience of timing issue. You know, WhatsApp today is like the standard for text messaging, especially in India.
Right.
I had launched a product like WhatsApp called Jackster SMS, which was just a few months behind WhatsApp, but I had not known of the existence of WhatsApp. We had come up with the idea on my own and started doing it. And when I found out, and the uniqueness of our product was we were allowing people who downloaded the app to send out-of-network text messages as well.
So what do you mean out of network?
So if you've got an app, you can send a text message to another app user, like WhatsApp does, or I could send a text message to you on your mobile number.
Okay. So it's a direct message too, right?
Direct message too. For which we were using something called a transactional pipe, which was open to all telecom operators, and for which we were paying 1 paise per text message. And we were growing faster than WhatsApp. When WhatsApp was already at 5 million user base, in 3 months we got to 1.5 million users. And in fact, had we continued with that, we would have overtaken WhatsApp and become the WhatsApp of the world. TRAI shut us down. They said, you cannot use this transactional pipe of 1 paise per minute, per message. We're like, why? Because you are spamming people. I said, where is the spam? The message is originating with an individual. It's terminating at an individual number. We're just carrying that message in a unique way. We are converting from a data origination and terminating on a, mobile network number.
Sure.
But no, that is spamming. This transactional pipe is to be used only for banking transactions and other kinds of things. We're like, they said, first they shut us down for 3 months. Then they said, if you want to continue it, you have to use the other pipe, which is 50 paise per text message.
That's 50 times the cost.
50 times.
Yeah, that makes it unsustainable immediately.
That's it. Otherwise, and we had to shut the company down. 2 years later, WhatsApp was sold for 20 billion. Today, the worth of WhatsApp is probably 600 billion because it's part of Meta.
Yeah.
And here is an example of an out-of-box idea that was shut down in India and was Indian engineers, Indian development team, everyone would have gotten wealthy over here. But the Indian government shut us down because over here, people are eager to implement what is known, what I refer to as the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law.
Say more to that effect. I don't think people understand this difference very well.
Letter of the law is, this is what the law says and this is my interpretation of it.
In Hindi, Lakir ke Fakir, right?
Lakir
ke Fakir, right, yes.
Whereas spirit of the law is, this law is meant to solve this problem and there has to be a fair, equitable. So in the US, people follow rules and laws of natural justice, natural law. In India, we stick to the letter of the law. If the law says this is meant for transactions only, in my opinion, you are not doing a transaction. You're like, it's helping us, it's helping society at large, we're not harming anyone, we're not breaking any laws. It is your interpretation, right?
Right.
And so, but they will go out of their way to penalize you. I'll give you another example.
Right.
When I got admitted to Caltech, I got a letter of admission, and there Caltech said, we will take care of tuition. You have to cover room and board. All right? And room and board was about $5,000, and tuition was about $12,000. Roughly about that much.
For the entire length of the program?
No.
For
1
a year?
Per year. 12,000 and 4,000, whatever that number is. So I was super excited. My parents, of course, could not even afford $4,000 or $5,000 for room and board. And they took a loan, and I was super excited to be going to Caltech, right? A dream of any kid.
Agreed. Yeah. Great school.
Great school. The best in the world.
And back then, it gives you an edge like nothing does as far as the Indian space is concerned. Yeah, right.
there was a rule in the RBI that anytime you get financial aid, or you have to get 75% financial aid, and that they would cover, they would allow you to take out foreign exchange for only 25%, because they were trying to limit the amount of foreign exchange that people used,
Right.
in their way of thinking of limiting foreign exchange for education purposes. The aid that Caltech gave to me came up to be 72% of the total cost. So I went to RBI and I said, I'm not asking for 28%, just give me 25%. I'll eat 3% less, for room and board.
Right.
It's because that's the estimated cost.
Right.
It's not the actual cost.
Right.
You and I know, as Indians, we can go and live on less. You'll eat little, 3% less means nothing.
Yes, right. Agreed.
No, the rule is you have to get 75%. And my mom was a banker, and I went to every bank, every RBI person that I knew, the governor, just begging, please allow me to go. And I'm not taking any more, foreign exchange than what you have, what is,
Offered.
what's the rule?
Right.
The rule is 25%. Only give me 20. I'll take care of 3% of less. No. I almost never went to Caltech.
And then how did that?
So my dad, in desperation, tried everything. Finally, he sent a fax to Caltech and said, is there any way you can increase this aid from 72 to 75%? I brings tears to my eyes. Sorry. Within 24 hours, Caltech wrote back and faxed back, aid increased to 75%.
And that just goes on to say, right? Like, I mean, if Caltech can make that exception
Yes.
for somebody that's not even theirs yet,
Yes.
RBI can make that exception for somebody that's theirs. And if RBI could foresee that Sabir Bhatia is going to start a company and sell it for as many zeros as there were at that point, right? I've had smaller examples like this. Anytime there's been a credit card fraud with me in the US, I'll just call them and be like, hey, listen, this is not me. And they'll reverse that transaction.
Yeah.
Here, the money is gone. You can forget about it. And I've studied law here in India. I come from a legal family. My parents are all lawyers. At least my dad's a lawyer, my mom's a judge. And my dad's an income tax lawyer. And income tax is where jurisprudence or the interpretation of law gets really something else. It becomes like a whole khichdi in itself, man. Like abhi recently, I think Nirmala Sitharaman, who's the finance minister, she said, if popcorn is caramelized, there's a different tax rate than if it is salted. And you just think about the number of cases that rest as dusting files in a cabinet in the different courts of India. Why don't we just make the process simpler?
Exactly.
Why don't we just
Exactly.
make it easier on ourselves? And the multitudes of corruption that is possible on the lower level because of the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. We are living in a quicksand.
Yes.
And it's filled with legal words that the common man does not understand.
I agree
And
with
every lawyer has lost their reputation because every other lawyer who's not as clean and as pure as the rest of them has taken advantage of clients because of this. And so I know exactly what you're talking about. India tends to come in its own way as opposed to helping its participants, its citizens
Exactly.
grow.
I'll give you another example.
Please.
In about 2015, I started another company in India that was similar to Stripe,
So online payments.
online payments.
Oh, you got into hell for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't do online payments that simply in India.
So the idea was, we will make it simpler for other companies to take care of the collection of credit card stuff.
So it's credit card bill payments?
All kinds of.
All kind of payments. Okay.
And so we become the Stripe of India, where we get one license, and for that license, we let other companies ride off of our license and make it simpler for them, just like Stripe. Give them a little code they can embed, and we start processing a lot of credit card transactions and other kind of payment transactions. So one of the first customers was one of my other companies that was a travel company. Now, this company, was collecting 40-50 crores of, processing fee, but the actual revenue is only, for
1%.
travel 1%.
Right.
The tax guys now retrospectively are saying, no, in our opinion, your transactional this thing is your revenue. How do you argue?
How do you pay taxes on 100 times
That's it.
the base rate? Yeah,
That's it.
right.
And it's just a matter of interpretation, right?
Right.
But they, to harass us, said, you have to pay this much tax, and the rules are you have to pay tax now and claim credit later, or give us so much and we'll take care of everything. I mean, that is just, how can a modern economy grow when I have to explain to a tax guy the difference between
Transaction volume and revenue.
transactional amount and actual revenue, realized revenue, and from that revenue, our costs. So we were actually making a loss.
Right.
On a loss making, they are forcing us to pay tax.
And that 200 times the base rate.
100 times the base
Base rate. Yeah, that makes no sense.
So this is like, you're giving the power of interpretation and willful wrong interpretation of the law
Right.
to tax guys, which is you're taking away the rights of the citizens of the country.
Guys, if you're interested in more content like this where it actually makes you think and explore how you think inside your head, dude, subscribe, man.